Good afternoon, Number One Travel.
Good afternoon. I booked a trip to Vietnam with you last week. My name's Sheila Wilkinson.
Right.
Well, at the time I was so excited about the trip that I forgot to ask about your travel insurance.
I see. So you'd like to take out some travel insurance with us?
Well, I'd just like a quote first of all, and then if the price is okay.
Sure, no problem. Can I just take your name again, please?
Yes, that's Sheila Wilkinson. Wilkinson.
Right, thanks. Let me just get your details on the screen. So the address is 23 Cherry Tree Lane, Lakedale.
Yeah, that's right.
And your phone number is 0210 348 795?
Yes, that's right, but I'm hardly ever there, so could I give you my mobile?
Yes, please do. Yep.
Okay, it's 0876 334 8797.
0876 334 9787.
Oh no, sorry, 8797.
8797, sorry. Okay, right. And I need to ask you for a few more questions for the insurance quote.
Yeah, okay.
What's your occupation, please?
I'm a traffic warden.
Okay, and I assume you're under 65, are you?
Yes, I am indeed.
Okay, fine. And do you suffer from any long-term illnesses at all?
No, quite healthy so far.
Okay, good. And can I ask you which insurance company you normally use? It seems to be the first time you've used us or asked us for a quote.
Yes, no, I don't mind. We usually use Travel Safe, but to be honest with you, I spoke to them earlier and they've quoted us an extortionate amount for the 2 weeks.
I see. And could you possibly tell me how much our competitor is quoting you?
Yeah, about £150. Oh, hang on a second. I've got it here. £159.50 total.
Well, I'm sure we can improve on that.
I hope so.
Right, so could I just take your partner's full name, please?
Yes, that's Brian Bennett. N-T-T.
Okay, and again, I assume he is under 65?
Yes, he is, yeah.
And his job, please?
He's a businessman.
And once again, does he suffer from any long-term illnesses?
Yeah, actually he does. He's diabetic.
I see. Oh, well, that could be the reason why the price from Travel Safe is on the high side. And sorry, for the insurance form, I need to know, is he type 1 or type 2?
Yeah, type 2.
Right, thanks. And no other illnesses, right?
No, nothing else.
Fine. Just one final question then. Your trip to Vietnam, I'm assuming it's holiday, not a work trip.
Well, actually my partner will probably be doing some business over there, so I suppose it's both.
Okay, I'll take both then. Right. If you can stay on the line for just a minute or so, I can give you a quote now, or I can call you back if you like.
I'll hold, thanks.
Okay. Right, nearly there. Right. Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Well, good news, I think. We can do better than Travel Safe. For you and your partner, the cost of full cover would be under £100.
Oh, that sounds better. How much?
Yeah, it would be £96.90.
Okay.
So, would you like to go ahead with that?
Yes, I think so. Could you just explain to me a little more about full cover?
Thank you for calling the Airport City Link helpline. There are several ways of getting to the city centre from the airport. The first and perhaps cheapest option is to take a taxi. There are always plenty of taxis outside, so you never have to wait for very long. This is not the cheapest option, of course, but you do not have to worry about paying the correct fare. The taxi drivers in our city are very honest, and the price is set by the meter. As a guideline, depending on the time of day, you shouldn't need to pay more than about $38. The second option is to take the shuttle bus. This usually takes longer than a taxi, of course. the journey to the centre is about 40 minutes and the buses are a little infrequent. They run about every 20 minutes. So if you've just missed one, your maximum journey time would be about an hour. The fare is very reasonable though, $9 for a single or $14 return. One more thing is that for this service you need to buy a ticket from the shuttle bus kiosk before getting on. This is important because the driver cannot sell you a ticket. The third option is the Metrolink. There are trains that leave the airport every 15 minutes and arrive in the city centre in about 25 minutes. Please note that the city centre metro station is not located in the main hotel district. So if your hotel is there, you may have to have a 10-minute walk before arriving at your hotel. The metro fare is $19 one way, and there are no return fares. Again, you do have to buy your ticket before boarding the train. Finally, if you're planning to do some day trips out of the city, it may be worthwhile renting a car at the airport and dropping it off there too. All the main car hire companies have kiosks in the arrivals lounge. Please see the map for further details or stay on the line to hear location information for the CityLink services. All 4 CityLink options can be easily found from the arrivals hall. The following directions assume that you are exiting the baggage claim and customs area. So we assume you have your back to this area and you are facing the arrivals hall. Straight in front of you, you should see 4 kiosks. These are the rent-a-car companies. You have Avis, Hertz, Eurocar and then our local Easy Drive. On the left of these kiosks is an exit. To find the shuttle bus, you need to go through these double doors and turn left. You then have to walk a short distance and turn left again. You'll see the shuttle bus stop in front of you and the ticket kiosk next to it. If you've decided to take a taxi, then again from the arrivals hall with the car rental kiosk in front of you, turn right. There is another exit door after the airline help kiosk. Go through these double doors and turn right. You need to cross the first road because this is a bus lane. Look to your right and you'll see a taxi rank. Don't go straight ahead because that takes you to the car park. Finally, if you'd like to take the metro, you need to take the escalator down to the station. You can find this escalator in front of the airline help kiosk. The ticket office is at the foot of the escalator. One final tip, if you need to change money, there are 3 banks located at the far end of the arrivals hall, past the airline help desk. There are also 4 ATMs next to the bank windows. We hope you enjoy your stay in our city, and thanks again for using the Airport CityLink helpline.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I understand you're offering free advice now for people who have booked to go on adventure holidays with you.
Yes, it's a new service and, as you say, free for people who have booked with us. So you've actually booked an adventure holiday?
Yes, I have. Just now at your office next door.
Okay, well please have a seat. I just need to see your booking receipt.
Sure, just a second. Here you are.
Okay, thank you. That's fine. Well, I see you're going on the 3-week trip to Africa. That's great. Well, before you go, there are several things you need to be aware of. You have not been to Africa previously?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, the first thing to say about Africa is that even for the most seasoned of travellers, you're likely to experience quite a culture shock on arrival. I mean, the moment you arrive at the airport, you'll probably be quite taken back by the noise, the heat, the volume of people, and the volume of people wanting your attention. Be prepared to be heavily pestered.
Wow, okay.
The other point we must talk about right from the start is, unfortunately, safety.
Right. How dangerous is it at the moment?
Well, of course it depends where you are, what time of day and what you are doing. And by that I mean you can influence the situation yourself by your own actions. One simple example of what I mean is carrying an expensive camera around with you in full view of everyone. Doing something like that can make a situation more dangerous than it would otherwise be. So you have an influence over your own safety, up to a point.
I understand.
Other things that you should avoid doing are getting cash from ATMs which are located outside. Never carry large quantities of cash with you, of course. Don't wear a watch, no matter what its value, you could be inviting trouble. Regarding transport, if you're going to rent a car, be warned that the standards of driving are extremely variable. In some areas, the roads are very dangerous indeed, with very few drivers keeping to any highway code. If you take a bus or train, always keep your valuables in your carry-on luggage. And, regarding your passport, be extremely cautious who you show it to. And probably, the best place to keep it is in a hidden money belt. Passport theft is quite common.
Wow, right. I can see that I need to be really careful.
Indeed, but in my experience it's well worth it. I went there 2 years ago and had the best time ever. Anyway, as I was saying, whether you have a good trip or not depends a lot on you, on your approach and on your behaviour.
I have to remember this is a completely different culture to my own.
Exactly. To give you another example, when I was there I just wanted to take a local bus to one of the villages that my guidebook recommended. So I checked with the driver and he said, yeah, they were going to the place I wanted to go. Then he told me to get on and that the bus would leave very soon. So I took a seat and waited, and waited, and waited. 1 hour later, I was still waiting. It turned out that the driver was waiting for the bus to fill up before he left.
Oh, really? Wow. I see what you mean now.
Yeah, but this is where your attitude can make a difference. In that situation, I had various options. I could have got angry. I could have gotten off the bus. I could have stressed myself out, you know. None of that would have done me any good. What I decided to do was to start a conversation with the lady near to me, and we ended up having a good laugh together.
So, in many ways, it's going to be what I make of it.
Exactly. You know, I came away with the belief that the African people are amongst the warmest, most generous, most hospitable and respectful people in the world. And so, yes, a lot of it depends on you.
Well, many thanks for your advice. It's been really interesting talking to you.
You're very welcome. Just try to remember to respect their culture, be open-minded, and I'm sure you'll be greatly rewarded.
Okay, many thanks again.
You're welcome. If you have any more questions before you leave, you know where I am.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Travel and Tourism Module 6. So far, we've looked at how this industry is structured and some of the changes that have had a large impact in recent years. Last time, for example, we touched on the influence of the internet allowing people to book online and to share their travel experiences. Today we're going to consider another trend, which is making a huge impact on the market at the moment, the low-budget hotel. Imagine, if you will, for a moment, that you're in the process of booking a short break. You've chosen the destination, you've got your flight, the only thing left is where to stay. You have an idea in mind as to how much you're willing to spend, so you start your search. Now, you might well conduct your search by first seeing what you can get for your money. No doubt you'll also consider the location of the hotel, how close it is to where you want to be, and also you'll have a tolerance level for how much discomfort you're prepared to put up with. Now, if you were a hotelier, trying to see things as your potential customers do, you might come to the conclusion that the best product to offer is a hotel with 3-star comfort, centrally located, and at a price that will not break the bank. This would make sense, would it not? According to most of the recent and credible research carried out in this area, however, this hotelier would probably not see his hotels fully booked. The reason? The shift towards the low-budget hotel. In the previous assumptions we made, we included the comfort level of the hotel. We assumed that most people do not want to stay in a grubby hotel and that the majority of us cannot afford to stay in a luxury accommodation. So if we wanted to aim our hotel at the majority of the market, a 3-star product would be our best bet. However, this latest research reveals that it is this very issue of comfort and how it is defined by the market which is creating opportunities for the low-budget hotels and potentially creating a significant threat for the Hiltons of this world. What management of the low-budget chains have been able to do is to identify extremely clearly what defines a comfortable hotel for most people. These findings are indeed intriguing. For example, the hotel industry has for a long time assumed that a hotel room, to be perceived as being comfortable, it has to be spacious. Well, according to the latest research carried out on behalf of a group of budget hotels, this is simply not the case. Sure, space is on the customer's checklist, but most of the time it doesn't even make the top 3, and in some cases it is outside the top 5 customer priorities. Let's have a look at these findings and their implications in a little more detail. These budget hotel groups then, it seems, have stayed close to a basic marketing principle. Success depends on how well you know your customers, and with this concept in mind, they have been meticulous in their market research. Not only have they been able to determine, for example, that the space in a hotel room is not priority for guests, but also they've gone one stage further in establishing just how much space is considered to be enough by these customers. This, of course, is extremely valuable information in an industry where space is such an integral part of the business. So what they're doing is getting closer to their customers and finding ways to cut costs at the same time. Some other points of interest from this latest research. Firstly, a good night's sleep. From the slide, you can see that this occupies the number 1 or number 2 spots across the age range included in the research. And when the researchers broke this down further, what people value most highly is a firm to medium firm double bed and a quiet room. If we look at the lower priority items, we might be surprised to see that a television, for instance, is not even in the top half of the priority list. Considering these 2 points alone, our budding hotelier might be wise to invest in new beds and double glazing rather than spacious rooms with state-of-the-art TVs. And this is precisely what some of the budget hotel groups are now doing. Coming back to the customer priority list, we see that cleanliness is always in the top 3. Also of high customer value, it seems, is a shower. A shower rather than a bath, that is. Again, you can see the clear opportunities for space saving and cost cutting here. Let's look at a real example. This photo shows a typical hotel room in a Sleepwell hotel, the budget chain launched last year. The rooms are just big enough to accommodate a double-sized bed, the windows are indeed double-glazed, and there is a small but sufficient bathroom with a shower. And from what we can see here, the room at least gives the impression of being spotlessly clean. Here's a photo of the reception area again. Looks very clean, not much space, but it seems friendly. Staff are on hand. Let's now consider the results of a survey compiled by the ITB just 2 years ago. If we go to the data compiled for the more traditional 3-star hotel, the hotel that you'll remember our budding hotelier thought was certain to be a success, we can see some very interesting links with the budget hotel data. First and foremost, space. From these figures, please note, it seems the average reception area is often larger than a single room, and second, the rooms themselves are reasonably large in order to gain their 3-star status. Turning to common customer complaints in this sector, we can see unusable space in the room, mattresses which are too soft, and a lack of the required level of cleanliness, to name but a few. You can see where all this is going. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will make these 2 reports available to you for you to consider in more detail. Your assignment for this module is as follows.